Looking forward to the first derby here. I've gotten a history lesson this last week on what the derbies look like in the past, what I need to know, how intense it is. We had to film a little video for the fans as well to ensure that there's no violence during the game, and so I've gotten some good hints that this is going to be an intense game. But that's why we play. We love these games. This is why we play the sport. We want that stadium just buzzing, which it sounds like it's going to be. And so far, I've heard that we don't have the greatest record at their place. So we want to change that, and we feel like we have the squad this year to do so.
Ryan, what did you get in that history lesson in terms of those elements that make this derby a special one?
Yeah, so I was asking John, just give me some of his kind of best memories, worst memories. What do I need to know? And of course, there have been some, phenomenal goals. Brian last year cut up the entire Galaxy defense and put one near post, and it was one for the highlight reels. And then Ibra had a goal at some point from like half field and just ripped a volley. I need to put which one that was. That was maybe the first. That was maybe the first. Okay, so it's been a lot of back and forth. But what I did know is they have us beat right now in the record head to head, and so we've got to change that. That's the biggest motivator for me. And then I've got a good idea of our fans and their presence in the Galaxy Stadium, and that pumps me up big time. They are they're going to be there in droves, which is this is what we play for. So. Carson's not quite our city. We're more downtown, but it's close enough where all our supporters can get there, and so they're going to be there for us, and we're going to be there for them. It's going to be an awesome atmosphere.
How was it like filming that video and the interactions that you've had with the Galaxy players as well? Great Spanish, by the way.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, I like that. So, and it just as part of that build up to the rivalry.
Yeah, it's always so different, right? When you're off the field, you're buddies, you're joking around, you're laughing about just things that are similar across every team and every league, and you're joking about whatever's been going on the field that week and that sort of thing, practice, that sort of thing. But then when you step on the field on Saturday, all of that changes. So we're taking pictures and high-fiving, and everybody's happy to be there, but then the second the whistle blows, that mentality changes pretty immediately. So, and that's part of being a competitor. Off the field, they're great guys, and a couple of the guys were here even playing for LAFC, and so they're guys that mean a lot to this family. But when the whistle blows, it's game time, and we'll be ready to be killers out there.
You had kind of a derby, right, in Texas, but it was interstate.
Right.
This is different. Do you, and I guess, does it mean more that's in the city? You might actually run into some of these players, the fans, certainly they work, they're co-workers with fans from the other team. Is it kind of a different feel? Definitely.
Yeah, I would say this is the hands down the most respected derby in the league.
Really?
Like, yeah, because you're talking about a Dallas Houston derby where the stands are half full and the fans show up like they did on another game, and there's not any sort of extra oomph there besides the fact the players feel respect for their fans, respect for the community, and want to prove something to the state of Texas. But here it's like every seat is sold. The crowd's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be back and forth, non-stop action. You can see in games past too, the level from both teams it's just hectic. Like there's just so much excitement, and I can't say that I've played in something with that much excitement. Now I'll see on Saturday how it goes. This is just obviously what I've heard, but I'm excited. I don't think there's anything like it. And then, like you said, having them be actually in the same city where you're seeing each other, trying to represent the same city is different too.
So people around the league know, players around the league, people in Kansas City, they know about this.
Oh yeah. People know all about it, and you don't know the full extent of what it means to the city until you're here in the city, talking to the supporters and talking to the club and the organization. but you can feel the passion in the games, even watching them from, across the country, with the like I said, the energy within the players, like the style of play, how quickly the ball is moving and how quickly like the energy is flowing in those games. And then you hear it obviously from the supporters in the stands. It's just nonstop chaos in the stands.
Because it's only 3 points. That's all you can get.
Right.
But it means more than that.
It means so much more than that. And this year too, having both LA teams fighting right now at the top of the table in the West, it means more that it's a 6-point game for sure for us. And then you throw in all those extra pride and competitiveness. You throw that all in there, and it's you want the win.
Thanks. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, all right. Go to the computer here. Scott French on the phone. Go ahead, Scott.
Hey Ryan, you're an old Bruin. You've spent some time in Los Angeles. As you've been talking and kind of getting a sense of this rivalry and the details of it, does it give you any kind of buzz, any kind of feel for what UCLA USC was like?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the UCLA USC rivalry is one of my obviously all-time favorites. It was different because playing soccer at UCLA, USC doesn't have a football team; they have a soccer team. So we never really had that like head-to-head competition. That's here now with LAFC. But I mean, you can't go anywhere throughout LA wearing a UCLA shirt without having somebody throw up their worst second sign and the peace sign at us, So, man, it's fun. Those rivalries, when it's done in what's the word, like in moderation, or when it's done under control, right? And the rivalry is used, and obviously people care about their team, but it doesn't go past the line of violence or throwing things at players or being disrespectful. Like in those ways, man, those rivalries are so fun. And so the call is that it stays within the bounds, and if it does, man, there's nothing like playing for a game like that.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ryan.
All right, last question. Let's say hello.
Thank you, Sid. Hello, Ryan. First of all, congratulations on your Spanish. I saw it. Believe me, it was great. And secondly, you have had a great starting of the season. Still unbeaten. And I'm sure it's easier to work on areas of improvement when things are going so well. What are those areas where the team needs to improve for next game on Saturday?
Yeah, it's actually interesting you said that, because I think the team has felt obviously proud of our results and proud of the points we've been getting, but we don't feel like we're clicking on all cylinders right now. We don't feel like we're playing to our ability. We're not playing as well as we can play. And so, man, there's still a lot of things we think we can tighten up, and that's a scary thought. If we can continue to tighten those things up with the results we've already been getting, taking that with us, I mean, we're going to be a scary team. So that's been our mindset from the start is what can we work on? How can we be better? And as one of the kind of veterans on the team, that's my own personal mindset. Like, what can I continue to do to become a better player individually? And then how can I help us more as a team? Because, every game there's something to work on. In Orlando, we let in 2 goals and they had chances. They were knocking on the door. And so it's how can we tighten those things up and limit chances? We've been clinical in our finishing, which is awesome. But how do we create even more options, more chances? And so we've got a lot still to do. The season, it's young. We still have a lot of time. But, yeah, we're not satisfied with where we are right now.
And when it comes to the Galaxy, the focus tends to be Chicharito. But what other strengths and characteristics do you see on your next opponent on Saturday?
Yeah, they're a dynamic team, really well coached. They've got a lot of individual talent. They've got a lot of good movement up front, and they've really rebounded well from where they were last year. It's going to be a difficult team. They're coming in with a lot of confidence. They've had a really good start to the season as well. They're pushing the top of the table in the West as well. So it's going to be a competition, a match of 2 really confident teams playing at a good level. So man, that's what you play football for.
Thank you and good luck.
Awesome.
Right,
Thanks.
thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Ryan,
Yep.
appreciate your time. We'll see you Saturday.